Hey there. How's it going, man? Not gonna lie. I know I've been absent, and it's not because like okay, consistency, sure, but the real issue has been my availability. Managing, you know, my time, my personal time, moving because like I'm in the process of moving home. So this is next time, well, not next time, obviously. If this is gonna be an uploaded video, obviously. So like next time you see me consistently, I'm gonna be in a different space, right? Same setup, what I'm saying. I'm very, very much very rough setup. You know what I'm saying? You got the box of shoes right there, some decor. You know what I'm saying? A webcam box right there, microphone right here, see my little headphone thingy right there. Anyways, so the next time you see me, on a regular basis, I will be in a different space. That is just what I'm saying now. I have time right now. I have a couple hours, an hour ish maybe so, to record these next couple of videos. But yeah, that's my disclaimer for right now. Let's get into the actual content. Okay. So the first video we have right here is called "Living in Sky High is Extremely Concerning." And this Sky High is a top tier movie. Obviously, if you're my generation, if you're my age group, you know that Sky High is a probably for like Disney Channel movie era, like that whole time frame, whatever. I'd say it's about a top 10 minimum. So let's get into it for real.
Got a very wicked
Shut
spirit.
up and power.
Right away, sir.
Is this movie a
Already pausing it, I know that nigga's powers ass. Okay, I don't think okay in the movie. I'm pretty sure he can like manipulate his matter, his placement. He's not a puddle. But it's like that is just a genuinely weak power. Unless he can like do some plastic man shit and like expand his mass in terms of like his size, it's a useless power, bro. Like, yeah, you could probably suffocate somebody. Like, he's very much street level. You know what I'm saying? He's not. He's barely even that. He's probably like house level. He's like household burglary, like level of like hero, bro. You know what I'm saying? No hate to the nigga. In fact, full hate to the nigga. Fuck that nigga's power, bro. Weak ass power.
banger? Yes. But imagine spawning into the Sky High universe and getting the power to turn into liquid. Now,
Not gonna lie, another pause. I already know, bro. My power. What is your power though? Let me know in the comments, right? But I think my power, on some real shit, not even some self glaze, would either be like not like telepathy, but like clairvoyance maybe, or because I don't even want clairvoyance. I'm just saying that's probably what I would have, but it would be clairvoyance and probably like some basic shit, like probably enhanced. Just like I'd probably like on some enhanced superhuman shit, right? Some like Captain America shit, right? Nothing too crazy. I wouldn't. I'm not gonna say I would have super speed or anything like that, but I feel like I would have a pretty like basic build.
before this video starts, I need y'all to do me a favor. If you're watching this on your phone and you see this button right here, hype up
But
this vid,
look, hop this shit
especially
up, my
if
nigga.
you enjoyed watching it.
Yeah, bro. That's a tough little intro though.
So it starts off with our main character, Will Stronghold, who's trying to bench press one plate with his elbows wobbling, trying to get them last minute gains.
Not gonna. That's a crazy pause. Look at the nigga shoes, bro. But bro, when I was first not getting the gym, but I remember back in like I was like 11th grade or some shit, and I was like 15, 16. My uncle took me to like a real gym for the first time, and he had me like doing shit. And I was playing soccer at the time, right? So my legs were pretty strong. My upper body was lacking severely, right? Over the past like 4 or 5 years, I've been working on my upper body a lot, so I got a lot stronger. So, but back then, I couldn't even lift a bar. You know what I'm saying? And it's like it's to me it was surprising because I'm thinking I'm decently strong for it. I mean I probably was, but just it's different types of strength, right? Even if you're strong, you aren't necessarily strong enough to lift a bench press, but you're like relatively strong. So I was knocking niggas over at the striker, right? I'm fucking bodying niggas, right? I'm like a little Lukaku back there, right? But I couldn't lift the bar. Shame.
Before school starts, his dad is coming up the stairs, so Will starts panicking and adding weight to the bar. The embarrassment from getting caught working out at home was too
That
much.
video was
If
so
he's gonna
crazy,
get
bro.
caught, might as well add every plate on that bit. His dad opens the door and bro is talking about some 255. Oh, hey dad, don't worry, it's just some light one.
First of all, I know it's like an older movie, so like the economy's different, but god damn, nigga, are you Bill Gates? How many fucking plates do you have, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying like you can't have that money in one time, but for just to have that many plates available is it's expensive, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? I know these niggas are superheroes and shit like that. I know these niggas have like are super strength and all that, but it's like the weight isn't the problem, nigga. That's a lot of money right there. A whole that's like what 15 weights minimum, and it's more in the back. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a lot of plates, bro. If you had a home gym before, or if you're like building one right now, that's a lot of money, bro. That's a lot of money to equip one, right? To assemble one, I should say.
So his dad is proud, taking off his glasses and sitting down, talking to his son while just casually flipping around a 45-pound plate. The
I can do
real
that too,
reason
low-key.
why Will was panicking and adding weight was because his mom and dad are actually the
Damn.
two greatest superheroes to roam the earth. His mom can fly and his dad has super strength. And he
Not going. Hey, I know I'm pausing for the 5th time in like what 2 minutes of recording, but 5 minutes, damn, actually. But being able to fly on its own is it's cool. It's only good on a personal convenience level. Being able to fly is a weak ass power if you actually need to do something, bro. She can fly, but what else can she do? She don't got fucking super strength either. You know what I'm saying? In the movie, she's not really doing shit. She's just flying around distracting the nigga, bro. Be for real.
has a lot to live up to, cause it's also his first day at his new school, Sky High, a school full of kids whose parents have powers. But Will don't got no type of powers. You slap him across the face and he's folded. Like, look at this. Will's friend Layla walks in to eat some breakfast, and Will also comes downstairs, and that's when his parents get a call. So the commander is like, there's trouble downtown, big trouble. And we see them pull up to fight a big robot. She's holding
what is she, like a goddamn car, my nigga? Like, that's all she can do? And well, first of all, why do you have a cape as a nigga that can't fly? Name one nigga that can't fly that has a cape. The cape, what is this, the moon landing? You're gonna fake your flying too? What is the point of having a cape that's behind your back if you're not gonna fly? Like, she can fly, and that's all she can do is fly. But it's like you having a cape as a man that can't fly. Yeah, you're strong, you're Mr. Incredible, but why would you have a cape? What does that do for you? Adds no aura to you. In fact, it makes you look worse, bro. Come on, man.
Husband by the armpits, letting him fall towards the enemy to punch it in the chest. Will was sitting on the counter, watching the fight on the news. Sad as shit. Seeing his dad pick up the robot's head, cause now he feels like a loser, seeing his parents be so great, while he can barely run laps around the track. Even on the school bus, the driver, Ron Wilson, wasn't letting bro breathe. The second he found out Will's last name was Stronghold, he was starstruck. Passed him the business card too. Yeah, just give me a call anytime. They get to Sky High, and the first thing we see is someone with heat vision and freezing power, and even a woman who can clone herself. And this is where my concerns begin. These two are Lash and Speed.
Yo, I low-key could not figure out if I hated these niggas or you know, fucking fuck with these niggas, right? But it's just like, the fat nigga being the fast one was a good touch. You know what I'm saying? The fat nigga being the faster one is a good ass touch. I can't lie. That's some good writing right there.
One has super speed while the other can stretch really far. Buddy is tapping the shoulder, talking about some "this is speed," as if seeing a fat nigga with super speed isn't already insane. The Flash himself needs tens of thousands of calories per day because of the amount of running he does. This man is cheesing, but he either doesn't use his powers at all or is inhaling every item on the.
Fuck this Turkish nigga, bruh. Why the fuck is he like? Okay, my random take, off topic, super off topic, right? But what is it with European niggas that are having the worst humor ever, bro? Like, they drag shit out for fucking years, bruh. There are so many jokes in, like, so I'm on, like, you know, when you're a football fan, right? Soccer for the uneducated ones, right? When you are a football fan, you're on European Twitter a lot, right? Especially if you're you know, speak a different language. That's a European language too, right? You are on European Twitter, so you see things that aren't even in your language, but you see, you know, the content that's comes to them, right? They have the worst humor because it lasts forever. This nigga has been making the same emote for the past like 3 or 4 years, bro. I'm probably dragging out the timeline, but it's like, bro, the same gimmick, and he's just a fat nigga, bro. He's DJ Khaled with fucking like, bro, he's DJ Khaled, bro. You know what I'm saying, with sandals on, and he just dances. He does a little jig. If I shook meat like that every day for like the next 3 years in Europe, bro, they wouldn't give me no motion like that, bro. If I shook meat like that, nigga, every day, bro, I would not have that motion. But he just has a fucking belly. Jealous? What about it, my nigga? What about it? But it's like, he just like the same fucking gimmick for the past.
McDonald's
Meet Mr. Gimmick Man, bro. Watch out, Mr. Gimmick, bro. Watch this,
or
bro.
is
Mr. Gimmick, weak ass
item
gimmick too,
on the
bro.
McDonald's
God
menu
damn.
4 times a day. Is there something wrong with that? No, but you can understand my concern. Their first class is hero placement, where Coach Boomer appears in front of them, pointing and explaining that each student will demonstrate their powers and get classed as either a hero or a sidekick. And I'm sorry, but this has to be powerist or some form of racism. Imagine waking up for the first day of school, going to your first class, and a teacher in booty shorts is standing there like, oh yeah, you will be the master, and this nigga right here, whose power is to shoot milk out his ass, yeah, he'll be the slave. So they start going up one by one. The first dude had a sleeper build and could turn into a giant rock monster. Then Zach went up next, clapping his hands and saying, voila, I am glowing. He wasn't glowing, obviously, but either way, his powers were to glow in the dark. Next is Lil Bro right here, who throughout this movie is my biggest concern.
That's that nigga Cookie from like That's Classified, bro, ain't it?
Since half the times he's involved in the movie literally makes zero sense. But his power is to turn into a pile of goop, straight liquid. Some people can fly, have super strength, or even super speed, but he gets to tell people that he melts on a hot day. This whole thing really showed that some people got lucky with the superpower roulette, while others got fleeced. There was someone with acid spit. Then next up was a shapeshifter. I was like, yes sir, they giving us back-to-back bangers. And then she turned into a damn guinea pig. I'm confused. Is she supposed to nibble at my toes? Then it was Layla's turn.
W guinea pigs, bro, because lore. So when I was like maybe 13, 12, 11, right? I used to want a guinea pig so bad, mate. So fucking bad, right? But we went to these fairs, right? Because in whatever, right? You have carnivals, fairs, basically just fair, right? And it would be petting zoos, right? And there would be guinea pigs afoot. And there was also pet expos, right? So there's pet expos, right? I'm going to these pet expos, seeing dogs I want, seeing Great Danes. I love Great Danes, right? I love big dogs. And I see guinea pigs, and I fell in love immediately, bro. I am a weird person when it comes to smells. Like, I can't smell very well most of the time, right? But there are certain smells that are like, you know, like somewhat universally bad smells, and I like them. I don't know what it is. I like cigarette smells. I like the smell of gasoline. I like the smell of guinea pigs, right? I like the smell of bad animals, right? I love the smell of farms. I don't know why. Autism, who knows, right? But when it comes to guinea pigs, the smell of them, people don't like it. I understand why. It's not a good smell, but it smells good to me. So do with that information what you will.
But she refused to show her powers. She only believes to use them when the situation requires her to. Her powers were pretty much the same as Poison Ivy's, which is to control plants. She's the girl from the second someone would have disrespected me, all of a sudden they on the news. This just in. A body was
gotta be her.
Found getting eaten alive by a Venus flytrap. The bell rang, so Will has to wait until after lunch to show off his non-existent powers. So they're all in the cafeteria eating, and Will notices someone staring at him, and they say that it's War and Peace. His mom is a hero, and his dad is a villain. So Will is like, what that gotta do with me? And it turns out that Will's dad, the commander, is the one that arrested.
Did y'all fuck with that Superman movie? Because like me personally, I like change. I like movies, right? I love movies. I love cinema, right? I might pursue it again one day because I used to want to be a cinematographer. Anyways, right? That movie was pretty decent. I want to give it a minimum 8, right? I'm not gonna give it a 7. I'm gonna give it a high 7 minimum, right? I'm not gonna give it a 10. That's a bit too far. That's too generous, right? It's a solid movie, very good movie. I'm gonna give it a solid 8.4. I'll do a movie review on Superman. I mean, it's already. In fact, fuck it, bro. No, I'm not doing that, bro. It's been like what 3 months since it came out, bro. Yeah, I'm not doing that. But it's a solid movie. So y'all fuck with the movie? Let me know.
And Warren's father once again. What that gotta do with me? Will goes to the bathroom and sees Ethan coming out the stall after just getting his head flushed down the toilet. Thanks for the swirly, and running out. And this is what makes no sense to me, because bro can literally turn to liquid. So how is he getting his head flushed in the toilet when he could just turn to goop and slide away? I've never seen someone want to get chased so badly. It's finally Will's turn to show off his powers, but he's nervous. So he whispers to the teacher, "What do you mean you don't know what your power is?" Just embarrassing Will in front of the class, and almost killed him by dropping a car down, and then tried to make him fly by launching him into a wall, and made sure the whole school heard that Will's stronghold was a sidekick. So now he's in the infirmary talking with the nurse. He's sitting there like these, while the nurse course explains that even with two superhero parents, it's theoretically possible that the kid doesn't have powers. You know, maybe the mailman passed by one day. Will gets home and tells his dad that he needs to have a serious conversation. But his dad wants to show him some first, bringing him down to the secret lair and showing him all the prized possessions, the artifacts that they keep from when they fought their enemies. So Will did what any sane child would do and completely avoided to mention that he doesn't have powers, to not ruin his dad's good mood. The next day at school, they start their lessons for hero support to learn how to be sidekicks. They really enrolled into a superhero school just to get segregated. Shit crazy. Their teacher is All American Boy. I already know his theme song with a suit like oh. But he's a former sidekick for the commander. Zach raises his hand and asks when they get to pick their hero names, and the teacher says that they don't. Nah. When they graduate, they get assigned to a hero, and then that hero names them. Every single thing about this concerns me. So because they were born with dog shit powers, they get rewarded by getting assigned to a hero who will
I think the best dog shit power to have is probably just because, like, okay, realistically, durability is a good ass power, but you're still like a regular nigga. Like you still get tired, you still got a breath from running upstairs and shit like that, right? But you just can't get hurt. So like you, unless you're like a wrecking ball, you know what I'm saying? Like unless you can like jump really high or you can be thrown at something, you're not really gonna use force. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why you're a psychic, right? Because you can be thrown. You have to have like a part A to part B to your abilities, right? Someone has to throw you. So I ain't gonna lie, being an ultra durable man would be kind of ass because you can't really do shit, but you're also just hard to beat.
and named them as if they were a chihuahua. And to make it worse, the teacher, who was a former sidekick to the strongest hero of all time, and who not only wrote letters to that hero, but also saved his life, proceeded to find out from the son of the commander that the commander completely forgot about him. Every time the commander was being asked about All American Boy at the interviews, he was like, who? Thought they were talking about Spencer James, that same nigga who needs to get back in the lab. He can't run routes. He even tried to be like, well, what about your mom, with tears in his eyes, but she ain't never even mentioned bro's suit, let alone him as an actual human being. Bro got assigned as a sidekick, got given a name, and got forgotten about the second he was no longer needed. Oh, and also Zach really does glow in the dark. It still don't serve much purpose though. First human being to get his job replaced by a flashlight. Will was studying at home with his friends when his dad walks in saying hi and asking everyone what their powers are. I melt, I glow, I turn into a guinea pig. He had to take a step back and made his way to the kitchen. And then that's when he starts talking to Will, who says that every one of his friends are sidekicks. So his dad was proud. Look at my son helping the less fortunate. This whole conversation would be a lot more concerning if you replaced the word sidekick with black person. A kid of your stature hanging around a bunch of sidekicks. And I could only imagine what your grandfather would say if I had brought some of them home. You know, Dad, there's none wrong with being a sidekick. Yeah, I know. I used to have one. And once he found out that Will was a sidekick, he was enraged. Bro got so mad he was about to call the school and broke the house phone and had to go in his drawer of replacements to get another one until Will told him that he had no powers. He went ahead and had a long conversation with his wife. You sure you ain't cheating on me? I haven't seen that mailman in about 15 years. Ain't that around the same age as Will? He was even debating whether or not he should drop his son in a vat of toxic waste. The little nigga needs to have superpowers by any means. Will is back in the cafeteria where Speed sees some food and obviously takes it and starts munching. And Lash trips Will and causes him to spill his food.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. On some real nigga shit, right? I would be doing the same shit they were doing, right? Cause like they're just doing harmless bully shit. Like yeah, they're okay. I wouldn't be doing the toilet shit like the swirling shit, but like taking nigga food, bye. You know, I would do that, right? Nigga see some Takis in their hand, I'm going after that shit, right? Nigga got his long ass arm. You know what kind of goonie he could get up to with that?
All over Warren, so now he's pissed. He gets up and grabs Will by the collar and almost sets him on fire. Now, this is a superpower I can agree with. Being able to throw fire from the palm of your hands. He was setting up the perfect fastball, trying to cook Will alive.
They got the Hispanic nigga playing baseball with fireballs. That's a little racist.
Will tries to run away, but Lash trips him again, making him fall on his face, and he just sees Warren walking up flexing. His dad may be an evil mastermind, but these powers insanely tough. He had Will crawling for his life, and instead of just going around to the side of the tables to easily throw fire and burn him, Warren wanted to prove to the world that he had no brain. So he jumped on the table and started throwing fireballs down towards Will, but made sure to only throw the fire at the side of the tables. He's got the worst aim of all time. Even the food was untouched. Can't even ask him to heat up my steak.
Damn,
Will's friend
guys.
pulls up, and Warren decides he wants to pull out the alt to eviscerate them. But that's when Will gets his super strength and lifts up the table with Warren
Nigga,
on.
I ain't saying I'm a goddamn Ronnie Coleman, my nigga, but I didn't think any like athletic high school boy could fucking do that shit, my nigga. Like obviously this nigga ain't no goddamn football player, bro. But I'm thinking any nigga that plays a sport or any kind of active at all, that's over the age of like 13, 14, and is over the age or over the weight of like 113 pounds, can do this shit, my nigga. Maybe I'm just the strongest nigga alive. I didn't know, right? But I can do this shit. I can do this shit right now, bro. I can't do it right now. I don't have a table with me, but I could do this shit right now. Grown man up there, table, lift it up. No problem, my nigga. Come on, man.
He's standing there posing and smiling. Even Zach was on the side happy. He don't even know what's going on. And he tosses Warren into the ceiling to land on his back. Everyone is clapping, calling Will the GOAT. So Will turns back to Speed and Lash, who vanish immediately. But at the same time, Warren gets back up and gets launched through a wall, getting back up as if none happened, and walking back into the ring to flex some more. He's getting cooked so badly, but his powers look cool though. Everyone cleared the area so quick, they only around when Will is winning. Once there's even a sign of struggle, he's on his own. Layla passes him the fire extinguisher and he uses it to stop Warren, but the principal shows up. Will ain't really care though. What's she gonna do? Expel him and have both his parents knocking at her door? She gonna be sitting there like Lex Luthor. Open that bitch up right now. She don't want that smoke. Will went home and broke through the front door, turning around and seeing his parents.
People say that a lot, right? With like super strength, that she was somehow like you saw earlier with the phones, right? But it's like there are only certain contexts and situations. Obviously, physics. If we're gonna get deeper about it, the physics and stuff like that, right? It wouldn't work with human body and shit like that. Nigga, nobody cares about that, bro. Obviously, if you have super strength, it would adapt to your body, right? But the world around you, people like the whole Superman thing, right? Superman's like the whole world's cardboard to me. And it's like when you pick up a cardboard box, right? You aren't fucking, you aren't crushing the box with just your hand, right? Obviously, it's a little, what's it called? Embellished, right? It's probably a little closer to paper to Superman, right? If even that. But you aren't like crushing paper just by touching it, right? You aren't like destroying cardboard box just by touching it, right? You obviously have to put in some kind of like thought and effort into it, right? So it's like I get that you're probably getting used to your strength, but it's like after like the first day or week, probably you'd get used to your strength, and then because you don't like, bro, when you're in the gym, right, you're getting stronger. Obviously, it's different because you don't turn into Hulk after a week in the gym, right? But after you're in the gym for a little while, you aren't just magically breaking shit that you would never break before in your life, bro. Like that's just not how shit works. Come on, man.
Parents just standing there, saying that he's got his powers and casually lifting his mom in the air. But they're just complaining about the fact that he destroyed the cafeteria.
Bro, pausing again, I don't care. But parents are so odd. Like I know they have to keep their kid in check, right? But you were just throwing a literal hissy fit that your kid didn't have powers. And their kid was a sidekick, right? But now the nigga has powers, and you're mad. Like I know the principal and shit, but it's like you're mad now. He's the kind of dad in movies that would be happy that you have powers regardless of the situation. Like Incredible, bro. It's like, come on, man.
Ooh, nah. The meatloaf got burned. Who gives a shit? It was made with rat poison anyways. So his dad brings him down to the lair and celebrates. Even gifted him an Xbox. And now came the time for Will to switch up on his day ones. Do not contaminate me with your garbage superpowers. Please. He's walking out the room pretending to be sad. Looking back, and the second he saw his friend say, "It's okay, go have fun," he started smiling and dipped. Reminds me of my friend who keeps telling people he beat me 12-0 when we 1v1'd in basketball. Nigga doing that shit just to piss me off.
I'm like, oh yeah, this ain't my man. This is not my homie.
Luckily though, he don't got no footage to back up his claims. The crazy part is this ain't even the only superpower world where some people have garbage powers. Deku cries a lot academia, same thing. The boys, same thing. Imagine spawning into the boys universe and instead of getting super speed, heat vision, blood manipulation, or even the power to be a worse version of Aquaman, you would just end up with her power. If you know, you know. Megamind is moving like Drewski, painting himself white, and decided to become a teacher, and tells Will that his partner for the lab will be Gwen, and their assignment is to build a freeze ray. Will looks up and starts panicking, seeing Megamind screaming at another student, because bro accidentally forgot the difference between rays and beams. Gwen helps Will build the freeze ray, and the teacher tested it out by shooting the idiot who forgot basic knowledge, and realized that Gwen is the one who made the freeze ray and not Will. The teacher was expecting it to blow up the student or something. The fact that he actually froze was alarming. But you see how concerning this is? This is the third person that got frozen. On the first day of school, a girl froze 2 dudes. This is how we all are around bad bitches. Yes, we! If Lauren London were to pull up right now, we are all going to be stuttering in the middle of the road, asking her if she would film a scene with Tarantino by the time.
He knows more? Was that the feet?
Was going to be stuttering in the middle of the road, asking her if she would.
10 toes on the dash. Now, you know what?
Would film a scene with Tarantino. By the time we realized what we've said, she'll be calling the cops on you, twin. I'ma be gone. Gwen explains to Will that her powers allow her to control technology with her mind. Will is now talking to Layla when Ethan comes running around the corner calling for help when he gets grabbed away and was about to get shoved in a locker. Once again, this makes no sense considering his powers. They've got my brother out here looking crazy. MLK would be appalled. His power is to melt. He's standing there fixing his glasses as if he can't see how stupid he's moving. He shouldn't even be getting grabbed, let alone shoved in lockers. Zack, on the other hand, there ain't much he could do. Glowing don't help in any situation. And the second Will saved them, they started hiding behind him and insulting Speed and Lash. You see what happened to Warren? Y'all next. Why don't we settle this in PE? Yeah, okay, if Will beats you guys, then you leave us alone. Yeah, and if Will loses, y'all can dunk Ethan's head in the toilet every day. Will was so confused, he ain't even saying none. It's time for the game, and Will ends up getting paired with Warren, and the goal is to save the fake citizen from dying while fighting off the villains. The game starts, and Speed is already causing problems, making Will flip and slide across the gym, getting back up just to get knocked around some more. So Will gets the idea to do this Mickey Mouse jump and break the floor to stop Speed from running and to send Lash crashing down, taking the opportunity to pick him up and tie him to a metal pole. They don't got
imagine being a, well, not grown man because they're in high school, right? But imagine being a somewhat fully grown male and getting your body tied around a pole. Have some shame, my nigga.
Much time left, and Warren is losing oxygen because of Speed. So Will goes over and grabs Speed, sending him to run into his friend, while Will throws Warren to catch the citizen and win the game. So he's having the time of his life. Ever since he left his day ones, he's been balling. Going home, hearing his dad praise him like never before, and seeing Gwen in the kitchen talking with his mom, started squinting and wiped the smile off his face. His dad is tapping his shoulder, proud of his son. But I don't see none amusing about this. Who invited her, and how does she know where I live? Plus, she's a senior hanging with a freshman.
Lock 'em up.
When you're a freshman in high school, bro, seniors are like goddesses, genuinely, bro. Bro, when I got to high school, right? I went from a private Christian middle school, right, to a public high school. I was genuinely in awe. There's already a culture shock of being around like people that are not from your small little controlled school area, but you got like, you know, when you're 14, right? Everybody's a bad bitch, right? I'm saying when you're 14 and you go to a public high school from a private Christian middle school, you are seeing nothing but goddesses, bro. Oh God, I was in heaven, bro.
Oh man. Lock 'em up.
Will is there having a good time, even when Gwen invited his parents to homecoming so that they can receive an award, and he ended up completely forgetting about the fact that he made plans with Layla. His parents decided to show them their school yearbook pictures, and his dad was like, whoa, yeah, nah, that chick right there was weird, bro, just out of nowhere. But anyways, Gwen asked Will to the homecoming dance, and he obviously said yes. The next day, he sees Layla, who passes him a fortune cookie from the restaurant that he left her waiting at.
Did
And
this
the
nigga
notes
eat the goddamn cookie with the fortune in it, bro? Yeah, y'all niggas is. Watch out, bro.
said, your
Piss me off,
loyalties
buddy.
are unclear when it comes to friends. On that Master Uguay type time,
Shout out
he looked
Uguay.
up at her like,
Oh, Key wanna fight this nigga now. I wanna fight, bro. What you mean?
so anyways, Will is studying with Gwen, and she's asking if they could invite some more people over. But Will is not with it. His parents
Hey, Will,
aren't home, and getting your ass beat by the two strongest superheroes don't really seem that fun. Until she got up and was about to leave, he changed his mind, and she invited half the school. Lil bro that could turn into a rock monster
Get out
broke the
my house,
couch,
nigga.
and this pissed me off because they thought I wouldn't notice. The girl that can clone herself was sitting here while also being behind Will over here. And when Will went to talk to Gwen, she also had a clone talking to her over here. And when Gwen dragged Will through the hallway, the girl was here and here. I would be so upset if I went to a party and saw the same girl around every corner talking to a different person, and she's taking up mad space in the crib. Will shows Gwen the secret layer because super strength doesn't reinforce your brain. Apparently he's still dumb. Layla shows up and Gwen was being mean and told her to leave, and once Will found out, he decided to break up with Gwen and told everyone to get out, but it didn't even matter because his parents showed up. So Will decides to not go to the dance, but ends up changing his mind once he realizes that Gwen stole a gadget from the layer and connected the dots, noticing that the girl from the school yearbook had some to do with Gwen. He gets to the school and finds out that Gwen is a super villain and is turning everyone to babies, and tells her to put down the children. And she explains that when his parents defeated that villain years ago, that it wasn't her mom, but it was her. She was the girl in the school yearbook.
This never made sense to me as a kid, but as I got older, it made more sense because it's like, I'm like, bro, how the fuck was she the person that got like, you know what I'm saying? When I was like 8 watching the movie, right, I did not understand this shit, bro. But I'm seeing it clearly now, clarity and clear type shit.
She got hit with her own weapon and turned to a baby, and her minion raised her to be a villain again. Bro said there ain't no second chances, we don't change our ways. So Will was like, oh no, I wasn't in love with a senior, I was in love with a senior citizen.
Lock 'em up.
Oh man.
Lock 'em up.
She tackled him into the school gym, got thrown onto a table, picked up and slammed on her face. She's probably seeing none but scribbles, and got slammed again and thrown onto the stage. Will got confident now and started charging in with his fist ready, sprinting at his target, and got smacked away. At one point he thought he had her, but looked up when his friends pulled up and got sent flying out the window, falling down through the dark sky. And that's when the plot armor kicked in, running through his veins like venom. He came flying up slowly in the background. Everyone else got one power. This man said, nah, double it for me. She turned around so quick, they given this man every upgrade in the book. But Will did end up beating her. My boy Ethan got stuck with the power to melt, and Will got 2 of the most OP superpowers to ever exist.
W video. Shout out. Hold on. Shout out Javo. But subscribe for a good at video, my nigga. Like my fucking video too, my nigga. Alright. That's one.